Hi, I'm Claudia Brown Coulter with Pivotal Peace. I'm your go-to mediator for navigating divorce while parenting children with special needs. I'm also a registered legal document assistant LDA based in the greater Los Angeles area. It's April Fool's Day. So let's go into some divorce myths to keep you from being boo-boo the fool when it comes to your divorce. Myth number 1, moms always get custody. Did you know that in the Victorian era, part of the problem if women wanted to get divorced, they had to walk away from everything. Even if they had money that they brought into that marriage, it was no longer theirs, and their children were not theirs. They weren't. So don't come at me and tell me moms always got custody. Maybe at some point in the 20th century that was true. But we're not there no more. It's 2025. Moms don't always get custody. The court is focused on shared custody and what is best for the child. And now also, please, don't boo-boo to fool yourself and be like, I'm going to get 50-50, so I have to pay her nothing, or I have to pay him nothing. But you're not prepared for that level of work, and your child is not ready for that either. It's time for you to be a grown-up and not be selfish and really think about what is in the best interest of that child. Who is the primary caregiver, and do they need more time with them? You can have a great relationship with your child and not be 50-50. Best interest of the child, shared parenting does not always mean 50-50. It can, but it doesn't have to. But just remember, moms don't always get custody. And honestly, kids need to see both of their parents. Unless the parent has done something egregious or has decided, I'm out of your lives, they should have a relationship with both of their parents. That's the right thing to do. I don't want a mom to get full custody, and I don't want a dad to get full custody. I want the child to have full custody of both their parents and be able to see both of them when they want to. Myth number 2, if I move out, I lose everything. This is a community property state. Okay, California is a community property state. You could be leaving some rights on the table. You could be making a mistake by moving out. But if you jointly own a home together and you walk away, it's not like, oh, I don't want it anymore. I left it behind. I left that $5 on the ground and somebody picked it up and it's theirs now. It's not like that. No. I will say, though, if you're contemplating that and it's contentious, talk to an attorney. Get some good, solid legal advice before you do that. I had a consultation with someone the other day, and they were concerned that, hey, if they moved out, their wife would keep them from having any contact with the child. And they weren't worried about property. They were worried about access to their child. What did I say in that situation? When's your appointment with an attorney? Okay, let's get some legal advice for you here about what your rights are, because you have rights to see your child. You have educational rights. You have all of these rights around being with your child. So go talk to an attorney before you move out. Myth number 3, you have to go to court to get divorced. That could be true in another state, but this is the great state of California, and nothing could be further from the truth. Listen. They don't want to see you in their court. How many times I got to tell you? The judge don't got time for you. They don't want to see you in court because they are so busy dealing with the other people stupid. They don't want to deal with you. Some of the things people say in court is ridiculous. They have to spend all of their time and energy on that. So if you guys are like halfway decent and can resolve your own conflict by yourself or with the help of a mediator, and you can get your forms filed, you are doing the court a favor. They don't want to see you. They are so grateful to be like, received, filed, judgment, marital status ends on, and they input the date. They're so happy about it. So you don't have to go to court in California. You can, but you don't have to. So why would you want to go? When was the last time many of you walked into court? You fight so hard to not go to jury duty, but you ready to go to court for your divorce? Don't do that. Don't do that. Myth number 4, you don't need to disclose all of your finances. That is so stupid. If you feel like you don't need to disclose everything, that is a giant red flag saying I'm hiding stuff. You do have to disclose all of your financials. All of them. So be honest. And by the way, when you're thinking about going, my wife, my husband, my spouse doesn't know about this. Yes, they do. Yes, they do, because you got a big mouth, because you couldn't help but brag, because you left your phone open somewhere, because they overheard a conversation, because a friend mentioned something to them. They may not know all the details, but they know you hiding something. So come on out with it. Come on out with it. You may lose some of it, but if you don't disclose it and it gets found out, you could lose all of it. Okay, enough said about that. Myth number 5, you can't do this without an attorney. I'm wondering if maybe some attorneys started this myth. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm always referring to people to attorneys, but there's a couple different types of attorneys. There's an attorney who will really help you settle. They want you to get divorced. They want to be efficient. And there's other ones who are like, great, this is going to pay for my kids' college education. And they let you duke it out. Okay. And then sometimes attorneys fall in the middle where they're just like, you, the client, are difficult. And you, the client, are running up the bill. It's not the attorney's fault. And they would much rather have you be done. So you could absolutely do this without an attorney. And actually, attorneys have a unique set of skills and expertise that should really be exercised in the correct way. Why should attorneys be doing rote forms? They should be really using their trial skills and their expertise on something that is juicy and exciting and challenging besides your basic divorce. So if you can avoid retaining an attorney, you should do that. You can start without retaining an attorney. You can work with a consulting attorney. And if things escalate, if your spouse is difficult, if you can't resolve things, if there's no end in sight, maybe your spouse has an attorney and then that attorney is not cooperative, then you can go get an attorney, okay? But just don't go from 0 to 60. Just like you don't want to start with a judge, don't start with an attorney if you don't have to. Okay, so don't let these divorce myths make you look like a fool. Getting a divorce is not foolish, and you don't look like a fool if you've gotten a divorce. If you got tricked in your relationship and now you're getting a divorce, you look smart. If you decide, oh, I gotta cut my losses because this isn't healthy, you look smart. If someone else has turned your head and you've realized, I don't want to be in this marriage anymore, but let me end this first before I start something new that will end it, you look smart. You don't look foolish, okay? You're not expected to know everything when it comes to a divorce. That's why you have divorce professionals who are more than happy to answer your questions. And if they don't know the answers, they're either one, going to go find it, or two, point you in the right directions. So enjoy your April Fool's Day. Go have some laughs. And remember that divorce doesn't have to be complicated. A lot of the things that make it sound complicated are actually myths and foolish. Do not allow fear to control your divorce. If you found this video useful, please like and subscribe. And if you know someone who could benefit from it, please be a good friend and share. Have a great, fun day.